Hello there, Tail with the mal tiempo report. Español primero. Yes. Y después English. Inglés, sí. Primero, esta zona aquí. Ayer, según el JMA, pronosticaba que esta zona se convertiría en una tormenta tropical. Ayer o hoy por la mañana o algo así. Y ahora no hay nada aquí, no hay nada, ni una zona de probabilidad. No entiendo nada, nada de esas cosas, sí. Pero aquí hay una zona de probabilidad, pero es una zona de probabilidad baja, sí. Esta zona de mal tiempo aquí en el satélite, no sé dónde es en el satélite imagen de satélite, porque it's not aligned. I don't know how to say that in Spanish. So yes, that's basically it. So now we go back to Spanish. Not Spanish, now we go back to English, which I'm already in. Anyway, so this area yesterday, JMA was predicting it was going to turn into a tropical storm, and the JTWC had only ever given it as high as a medium chance of tropical cyclone formation, so the JTWC wasn't even acknowledging it as a storm at all, was the JMA was calling it a tropical depression, right? And now, as of today, JMA just, I guess, dropped it, and the JTWC doesn't even have an outlook area on it. So that forecast was a bust, I believe would be the word. JMA's forecast on this thing was apparently a bust. Yes, I think that's the terminology. And then this thing over here, see, because the satellite thing is not properly aligned because it doesn't have the same whatever, like, geomorphic stretching thingamajiggies or whatever as the underlying map. So it's kind of a hit or miss if the satellite overlay image is anywhere near where the actual things are. So who knows? Somewhere in here is a low probability area of tropical cyclone formation in the next 24 hours. Yes, and that's pretty much all that's going on. The thing that was over here in the Atlantic is, well, I should go the correct way, even though it doesn't matter because there's nothing to show there. But there was earlier this morning a 0%, and now there's nothing there at all. Yes, so it's completely gone. Completely gone. No chance with that one. So, in severe thunderstorm weather in the US today, a couple of watches in effect already. So these up here in the northeastern type parts of the state. One expiring at 9 p.m. EDT. The other one expiring at 9 p.m. EDT. Both those severe thunderstorm watches. Here were the warnings in effect as of the time I loaded the page. So a handful is 3 a handful. A few. 3 is a few severe thunderstorm warnings there along there, and a couple of flash flood warnings. Un par de avisos. See? Y unas pocas. I don't know. Can't remember how to say a few in Spanish. How lovely. So, here's the wind outlook for today in general. So, you've got this 15% chance back here. Oh, and this is the probability of winds 58 miles per hour and greater. That's the threshold to be considered severe. This is the map showing the probability of hail. The threshold for that is it needs to be 1 inch or larger. So here's your biggest threat for hail. But this area over here also has that probability. A tornado of any size in the United States is considered severe. I like to bring up because in New Zealand it's like, hey, don't call us unless it's an EF1. I mean, it doesn't officially say that. It says something of the sort where it's like, if it's just some weak tornado, why even bother? But yes, any type of tornado in the US is considered severe. So here's your 2% chance. So I personally have seen as high as 45%. That happens once every 1 or 2 years. Very rare. So 2%, is high-ish. But obviously the bigger threat today would be severe wind and severe hail. Yes, tomorrow, 15% chance again, predominantly in the northern plains type areas, and such an interesting, weird-looking shape there. And then you got a 5% chance over there. And then things taper off, or at least as it's, what is the word, prognosticated? As it's forecast at the moment, the things are supposed to taper off a little bit. So yes, severeweathertv.com is the official homepage of that screencast. I can't talk anymore. WickedWix is WICKEDWX.com, and Cyclocanas That's not even English anymore. That's just complete gibberish. CYCLOCANE.com. That is it for today. Yes. And I hope you're staying safe out there.